There's one simple guiding principle as to why you and many others feel stuck today. I feel like we can't go anywhere, we can't move, or we can't move upwards, or we can't do anything great. There's one chief doctrine shackling us all to the ground. And that is not only just relativism, as I'd like to say it, for just a concise way of saying it, but a lack of intellectualism, a lack of people asking questions and challenging our preconceived notions. Moral and cultural relativism are they are the fundamental enemies of change and progress. They keep us unable to move forward. They keep us stagnant, thinking that we're at the best thing possible, that we can't move forward any better, that we can't make our society, our world, and our lives any better. Because we're stuck thinking that because we do it, it is good. Because we follow it, it is automatically the best thing possible. And throughout this video, I'll be sharing why you feel stuck and how damaging it is, just how awful this is for us, and how detrimental it is for us moving forward. First of all, I've spoke on this a bit in another video, which you can watch if you're interested. Mr. Beef's synopsis is essentially saying that all cultures should be judged relative to themselves in a way. That because it's basically the idea that it's not worse or better, it's different. That's essentially what it boils down to. It says because a culture or an idea is different from yours, we can't judge it. That's essentially what we live in right now. We are practicing that right now. Look at the remnants of redlining. Look at the mass deportations they're trying to bring back in Trump praising Operation Wetback. Look at the mass incarceration. Look at unarmed black and brown people getting shot down in the streets. Look at all of these things and tell me that we are in our best circumstance. You can't, in the entire continental United States of America, you can't afford a one-bedroom apartment on minimum wage. There's not a place in this entire country where you can do that. And we're going to say that we're at the best economic system imaginable. We're doing well after prices, as we all know, skyrocketed to the very top. And our weather right now, I live in Minnesota. I live far up north in the United States. It was like 60 degrees yesterday in December. It was like 50, 60. But we're not doing anything to challenge it. We're saying that it's just too far out of our control. We're falling into nihilistic beliefs that we can't change anything, but we can change things. We can change the way we live. We can change everything. We can change our lives. That's the whole point of self-improvement, isn't it? It's to take control of your own life and say, I don't care that there's so many forces working against me. I'm going to rise above it. I'm going to conquer it. And I'm going to move forward. And I'm going to rise above it so much higher than anyone could have possibly imagined. But we're saying it's okay. Because most people, they just don't care. We just don't care. Different media outlets, they say, oh, it's okay. Why change it? We need to go back to traditionalist values. When clearly traditional values were not good. Like, what traditional values were we looking towards? Where women couldn't vote or get jobs? Where black people were slaves? Where Mexican people were sent home on slave ships? And when you try to question these things, people say you're weird. People say, they just laugh at you. They just say it's stupid. They just say, why does it matter? They try and make fun of you because they realize just how insignificant their life is, and we're taking it to heart. This keeps the isms, and it makes things so much harder to question because people are so stuck in their ways. They're not trying to move forward. They're not trying to rise above. They're not trying to push us towards a new civilization. If we keep doing this, we're just going to keep these things. We're going to keep the racism. We're going to keep the sexism. We're going to keep the homophobia. We're going to keep it all because we're saying that It's okay. We're in a good society and we need to stay here. And if anything, people are trying to roll it back, saying that, oh, woke media, we need to roll it back. Like in legislation, they're trying to do Operation 2025 with many people in self improvement saying that we need to stop being blue pilled or whatever and thinking that women are equals, that black people are intelligent, that the phrenology is something we should practice again. They're even trying to roll it back, trying to go back in time and not even just the things we're doing now, but even the things we did before that we knew about, and we're trying to bring it back because we're not learning, we're not educating ourselves on just how bad the past was, so that we don't repeat it, so we don't keep doing it. If we don't adopt this idea of actually questioning things, of asking these questions, then we're not going to go anywhere. We need to question everything we hold dear to ourselves, every single social institute that we have. I've personally questioned almost everything. I've questioned the Holocaust. I've questioned Nazis. I've even questioned murder. I've questioned these things, and it's made me smarter because it made me try and answer these questions of why they are the way they are, like how the Holocaust came to be, instead of just assuming they're evil, so they did evil. Or murder is bad because it is bad. It has made me expand my mind and open up to new possibilities. Yes, my answers still haven't changed. Murder is still bad. The Holocaust was still one of the worst things to have ever happened in all of human civilization. But it still gave me a new insight in how things work. Even on a smaller scale, if we don't get rid of it, if we don't get rid of the way we're talking, we don't get rid of these smaller forms of keeping the same agendas, of rhetorics, of using the same rhetoric, of racist, sexist types of jokes, as they're saying. Because jokes are something that can very easily slide through someone's defenses. It's like one of the few forms of media that you can't scrutinize. Like, people will get mad at you if you try to scrutinize it. It also helps to keep these less seen institutions alive, like mass incarceration, like mass deportations. Because we're not questioning them. We're just saying, there's nothing I can do. We're just saying, we're just coming up with reasons for why, and trying to justify it. We're just coping. Saying that it's not their land when it is their land. It's a nation for Americans when what is an American? We keep having to fight ourselves, fight our own minds to actually implement change. We're not going to go anywhere. We need to get past this relativism. We need to get past this idea that we're living in the best society possible. We can't live like that. We need to question it all. At all. When I say all, I mean all. That I will help you all to do that. Because I'm someone who, ever since they were about 5 years old, has asked questions about everything. I've questioned everything since as long as I can remember. So I'm going to impart a part of my psyche into all of you. Hope you all have learned something and a new insight or a new want to seek the truth, to seek different answers, to seek alternatives to how we currently live.